Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to recreate this world famous Monet painting in a way that's simple, fun, and perfect for kids, classrooms, and complete beginners. But first, I'm going to give you a bit of background on the life and work of Claude Monet and explain why he remains one of the greatest and most influential artists of all time. Born in Paris, France in 1840, Monet was expected by his father to grow up and take over the family's grocery business, but instead he followed his passion and became one of the most celebrated painters the world has ever known, creating more than 2,500 artworks in his lifetime. In the 1860s in France, Monet pioneered a bold new style of art called Impressionism, a revolutionary approach that used quick, vibrant brushstrokes to capture fleeting light and shifting colors. The goal wasn't to create a perfectly realistic image, but to convey the feeling of the moment itself. This movement changed the course of art history. By breaking away from the rigid rules of academic painting, Monet and the other Impressionist painters opened the door for modern art as we know it today, inspiring generations of artists to experiment with color, light, and personal expression in entirely new ways. Today, I'll be showing you how to paint San Giorgio Maggiore at dusk, which Claude Monet painted in 1908. I've got an 11 by 14 inch piece of multimedia paper and I'm drawing a line straight across. Now I'm drawing the very basic shape of the cathedral. I give my students this template to look at while they draw. I'm also adding a bit of the reflection in the water. I'm grabbing some red, yellow, blue, and white acrylic paint. I find that a size 8 round brush works great for this kind of painting. Starting with red and a bit of white, I add some rough, messy brush strokes across the middle. Now adding a bit of yellow to my brush, then making some more big, rough brush strokes. To clean your brush, I recommend pinching it inside a paper towel, then gently windshield wipering it back and forth. Dip it in water and repeat a couple times. This will prevent all this paint from going into your water and getting washed down the drain. I like to do this every time I switch colors. I'm continuing to play with a mixture of yellow and red. I want the color to mix right on my paper as I add the brush strokes. Now adding some straight yellow. The key is to have a lot of paint on your brush so you can make thick, goopy brush strokes. Don't overblend the brush strokes. Let them be nice and rough. Down here, I'm adding some yellow brush strokes mixed with a bit of white. Now adding a touch of blue into some white paint to make a light blue across the bottom. I'm using a tinier brush to add some thin, tiny blue streaks into the rest of my water. I'm making a medium blue and adding that in as well, and also adding some dark blue. I'm making gold with yellow, white, and a touch of red, and layering that right on top. Keep layering different colors on top of each other until it looks the way you want. I like using a tinier size 3 or 4 round brush to create a more detailed look. I'm adding red to blue and a little yellow and a little white to make a brownish color. Adding a bit more red, pink, and orange as I move upwards. Then using that grayish brownish color to make a line across the middle. Straight red and blue with a bit of white make this purplish color. Dip your brush in water to help make the brush strokes smoother. I'm using this dark murky color to paint in the cathedral. Watch how I add these brush strokes to create a reflection in the water. I add a bit of red and blue into the reflection. Now throwing down some orange and a bit of red in the sky. Grabbing some white and red and making more brush strokes. This orange is a mixture of yellow and white with a touch of red. Now it's fading into a bit more of a yellowish gold color with white highlights. At the very top, I'm mixing in a bit of blue with white. I'm using a mixture of blue and red brush strokes to fill in the rest of the cathedral. Just keep layering the colors right on top of each other until you get the look you want. If you make a mistake, simply paint over it and keep going. You don't have to tape your painting down like I did, but if you do, when you're done painting, be sure to remove your tape very slowly so that you don't tear the paper. In the end, I decided to add a few more tiny adjustments to make it look more like Monet's original painting. Let me know in the comments below how yours turns out. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to check out this video next so you can learn how to paint Monet's water lilies.